So if user enters 0, then you have to stop. Until user enters 0, you have to stop. So what will be my program? So I need one number, right? A number variable. Why I need that? That number variable is going to be the one where I am going to do what? Add the, which I am going to use for accepting user number. Just a second. Yes, Ram Prasad, where are you? Okay, you are at Durvankur Dining Hall, right? So from Durvankur Dining Hall, take right. So you will reach near Hatti Ganpati. Yeah, so from Hatti Ganpati, the facing of Ganpati is to a perpendicular road. So take that perpendicular road and then take first left. दुर्वांकुर हॉल की जो गली है ना, मतलब दुर्वांकुर डाइनिंग हॉल का जो एंट्रेंस की गली है ना, यू कैन टेक दैट लेन, बट ओनली पॉइंट इज देयर माइट बी अ नो एंट्री. सो यू कैन come ahead of Durvankur Dining Hall and take first left. Okay, so come ahead means going towards Tilak Road. So going ahead towards SP College. So take first left from there, and then from that first left, then take right. Okay, and then you will come near this Bhave High School. So perpendicular to Bhave High School, there is one lane. Okay, so there you can ask anyone Rajaram Ganesh Mandal. Okay, so Rajaram Ganesh Mandal, you will see that there is this decoration work is going on. Come to the second floor. Yeah, Bhave High School. And and then Mahesh Purandare classes, remember it, because Mahesh Purandare classes, yes. Yeah, okay. So the program is where we have to think, see, whenever any question is given, always think in two terms. First is input, second is going to be output, and what you do in between is processing. That is any general algorithm. Any algorithm you take, any program you take, whatever work you are doing, you just see it is getting divided in three parts. There is an input, then there is a processing, and then there is some output. So it might be a manual testing also, or it might be a automation testing also. You take anything, you will find that you take any program, you go in, you log into Gmail, you give your input as username and password, right? It performs the processing and it shows you output as your mailbox. So you take any program in the world, this is the important thing. Whatever activity we do, there is some input, there is some processing, and there is an output. This is a general flow of any algorithm. So whenever we think for any problem, we should think in terms of this only. What is going to be input to my program, then what processing I need to do on it, and what is going to be the output. Okay, so input to my program is going to be what? User is going to enter a number, because problem statement says what? Accept number from user, sum it until user enters 0. So I realized from this that the input is going to be what? Number. Now that number might have a default value, so now accepting that number, you can either accept it over here and then again you need to accept it in a loop, or you can directly start accepting in a loop. So I can initialize my number to -1. I can initialize my number to -1. Okay, then I need one sum variable. Why I need this? Because I need to keep on adding whatever user is entering, because that's my processing work, and then that sum is going to be my output. Then that sum is going to be what? My output. So I take sum and I initialize my sum to 0, and then now it's a repetitive activity. What is repetitive activity? Keep on accepting number from user until user enters what? 0. Okay, so condition is what? Stopping condition is what? User enters 0. Okay, so I put a condition while number not equal to 0. While number not equal to 0. आज वरुण कुमार किधर है? Your friend? हाँ, Krishna. Where is he? Hi. So you are back, right? Okay, good. So while number not equal to 0, what we have to do? Accept a number, add it to sum. Accept a number and add it to sum. So what I will do, simple thing, right? Number is equal to input, enter number, to stop, enter 0. This is my simple message to user, and at the same time it's going to accept the value as well, right? Now here I can use this input, and on those who are on 3.x, they should apply here what? Eval. So those who are on 3.x, they will put this everything in eval. Okay, 3.x people. So you got that in number. Now what you have to do? Whatever user has entered, add it to what? Sum. Add it to what? Sum. So sum equal to, you can do what? Sum plus number. Now why we should do sum plus number? If I just assign sum equal to number, what will happen? Let's say user enters first 5. So sum got value 5, that is fine. Now user enters 10. What should be value of sum? 5 plus 10. Because it is what? Addition of numbers which user is entering until he enters what? He or she enters what? 0. So you cannot just do an assignment, but you need to do what? Sum equal to sum plus number, or you can write also what? Sum plus equal number. Both are what? Equivalent. Now this will keep on running until what? User enters 0. Let's say user enters 0, you add that to sum. Does sum changes? No. Right? You add 0 to anything, it's 0. It will remain the same value. Then it comes 0 not equal to 0. Condition is now false, because 0 is equal to 0. It's not equal to 0. So as condition is false, control will come out of the loop. Now as control comes out of the loop, what will happen? You can show the output to user. So this is my processing part. So if you try to look at it, this is what is my data processing is. This was what? This statement includes input, this statement includes what? Processing. So now here input and processing is combined. Why? Because we want to take input again and again. Right? So print sum of numbers entered by you equal to %d and then %sum. That's it. Why sum plus 1? I have assigned number to -1. Okay, I got your point, but that is not valid. Try to understand. Number equal to -1 is the initial value. Is the initial value. Is it going to get added to sum? What do you think? Is it going to get added to sum? Just look at it and tell me. प्रश्न कळला का? नहीं समझा, क्वेश्चन ही नहीं समझा. नंबर का इनिशियल वैल्यू क्या है? -1. My question is this -1 going to get added to sum? पुढे, is this -1 going to get added to sum? What do you think? It's not. Why? Because at this line I am accepting value from user and then adding it. Many of you have done what? You are accepting one number before, instead of initializing to -1, ye pude sudo rm minus rf slash. I hope you have tried it running that command. No, you should try it out then. I did that, but I deliberately did that because I wanted to submit my old laptop. So I went on my prompt and I did that, and then everything was gone. So, but you can do that, sudo rm minus rf and slash. Slash is an important thing. Okay, so those who are late, try to be on time. It was not raining today, so you could have been on time. Okay, that helps you because now you have missed it. Now if I explain it again, the first 5 minutes of your time will go on understanding me kailile, what is going on. So again that is going to again have an impact on your understanding only. So try to be on time. It's not that I am asking you to come at 7 o'clock in the morning. 9:30 is a decent time where everyone can take sound sleep. If you sleep at 3 o'clock, still you can wake up at 9 o'clock and reach here by 9:30. Okay, 6 hours sleep is a decent sleep for a human. Yes, Ram Prasad. Yeah, come ahead. उनको जगह देना. Okay, so you have one more friend with you. Okay, okay, fine. So this is a simple program. So I am initializing number to -1 and then I am taking sum equal to 0 because my problem statement is what? I want to keep on adding numbers until user enters what? 0. Keep on adding the number that is entered by user until user enters what? 0. So I have just done that while number not equal to 0, right? We are doing what? Number is equal to input, so we are accepting the number. Now if user enters -1, it's his deliberate choice, so he wants to subtract, right? Or if user enters 0, what will happen? My sum will remain 0, this condition will become false, I will come out and print 0. If user enters 5, so we will add 5 to sum, so kya hoga? Now let's try to understand the iteration. So you run this, so you name this as sum until 0.py. Okay, and then you put that shebang line #not/user/bin/python, and now you run this. How you run this? You go to your command prompt and you type python space sum until 0.py and you hit enter. So when you hit enter, this gets initialized to -1, this gets initialized to 0. It performs the check, number is -1 not 0, so it comes down, it says what? Input enter number. So it is telling user number de, and to stop enter what? 0. So it's showing that also in message. Now user enters, let's say 7. So at first step user entered what? 7. So number got value what? 7. Number got value what? 7. And then we did what? So number value is 7. Then sum equal to sum plus number. What is sum? 0. 0 plus number. That means sum becomes what? 0 plus 7. So sum becomes what? 7. This is first iteration. Again you will go and check. Number is 7. Is it 0? No, it's not 0. So it will go to second iteration where it is again asking for number. It is again asking for number. Now let's say user enters 8. So number has value now what? Number has value now what? 8. And then you do what? Sum equal to sum plus 8. Now what is the value of sum? You should look for previous iteration, that's 7. So 7 plus 8, it becomes 15. Again it goes on top as it's a loop. Loop is what? Something you do repetitively while something not equal to 0. So it is what? Until it is not 0, you have to keep on repeating. So now again it checks. Now number is 8. Is it 0? No. Now let's assume user enters 0. Now user enters what? 0. So number gets value what? 0. Sum will have what? Sum equal to 15 plus 0. So sum remains 15. Now it comes and checks. 0 not equal to 0. Is this true? No, it's false. So loop breaks and control comes out of the loop. And when it comes out of the loop, what is the statement which is in the same column of W? Python is an indented language, right? It follows strict indentation. तुम एक भी स्पेस इधर की उधर कर दिए तो he is going to shout at you. He is not going to run your program, right? You can neither merge, means you should not do the combination of tabs and spaces, and you should not give additional spaces as well. So whatever it says that you should have what? 4 spaces indentation. So you should follow that. So this is the statement. So it executes sum of numbers entered by you. Now what is the value of sum at the last iteration? 15. So it prints what? 15. Is that clear? Is that clear to everyone? Is that clear? आप लोगों ने किए थे क्या प्रोग्राम ये? You did all the assignments? Good. Okay. You are already added in the mail chain. So you saw them, tried it out or no? You should have. Okay. Fine. So is it clear? Clear to everyone? Okay. Then there was one more program where you were asked to accept lower bound and upper bound and do the even number sum and odd number sum. Right? Can you recall that? How many of you did that? Okay, that's good number. So those who haven't done it, please try it out. As many of you are doing it, it's good sign, and please continue with the same zeal so that you will complete all the assignments. Is that clear? So that is again a simple program, but where you have to do what? Go from lower bound to upper bound. That's it. Okay. So in the last lecture we were talking about loops, right? We started with for loop and we have understood while loop as well. Now there is some additional syntax which we should understand that Python has added to loops. So I hope this is clear to everyone. This program is clear to everyone. Those who are coming first time, I hope they are also getting it. You understood it, right? Probably you might not be able to immediately put it on the machine, but at least the flow is clear. Yes? Okay. So we have started with control flow. Okay. And in control flow, the first thing comes is sequencing. What do we mean by sequencing? We keep on writing series of statements, or the set of actions which are performed one after another is what? Sequencing. So it's one of the way of controlling the flow of execution. Then second one was selection. So those who today, right, or those who thought yesterday, yeah, I should go for this lecture, I don't want to miss it out, right? So they have done today a selection. If today is Saturday and the time is 9 o'clock, start for the class. And also let's say if they have added a condition and it's not raining. Okay, so what is that? Selection. So in selection it comes what? If, elif, else. Now few more things to understand over here. Else, elif, they are not mandatory. They are not mandatory. You can have just a simple if. Like right now what you did what? If today is Saturday, time is 9:30 and it's not raining, go to class. Else did you put anything? No. By default you are going to be what? At home. Are you understanding? So for default behavior, do you have anything like else? No. So it's not like that everything is mandatory, but what is mandatory? If you want to put else, then if is mandatory. If you want to put elif, then if is mandatory. You cannot have just elif. Elif makes no sense if there is no corresponding if to it. There has to be an if, then only you can write elif. Same applies to else. But these two are what? Optional when compared with or when thinking from if perspective. Is that clear? So many of you might have, while writing code, you might have written else continue. If else, and if you are doing something, and else you are doing continue, or else pass. That is not needed. Those else are not needed. Okay. So that was one point that I thought I should clear. So it's not, they are not like tightly coupled, but yes, these two are coupled with if. So there has to be always a corresponding if for else and for elif. In selection, we have only one category in Python, that is if else if. There is no other category like we have switch case in other languages. Switch case is not there in Python. Okay. Then comes what? Iteration. And then in iteration we have talked about enumeration control and logically controlled. Some might find these words confusing or something, new going on. It's nothing new. Enumeration controlled is categorized by for loop. Logical controlled is categorized by while loop. So everyone knows for loop and while loop, but they don't know the corresponding category in which they fall. So the for loop syntax is for variable in container. So this container can be a list, it can be a string, it can be a anything which is a container which contains multiple things. What is a container? Which contains multiple things. Okay. So what will happen? This variable will bound to one value. What is there in container in increasing order, and then you can just do processing on variable. Now Python has an additional syntax. We can have else to loop. We can have else to loop. You haven't heard else to a loop. Have you heard? Anyone? Have you ever written in any other language, or whenever you did your assignments of other languages, did you ever wrote else to a loop? You'll find in no other language you have else to a loop, but in Python we have it. And then the question comes when this else executes. Then the question comes when this else executes. It executes if loop terminates because of loop control condition. That is, loop executes completely that means when else will not execute. This is the condition when else executes. Okay, so when it will not execute, if you break from the loop because of break or return statement. If loop is broken down or the control comes out of the loop because of break or return statement. Return statement everyone will understand because you are returning, so control is not there, so it's just returning out of it. Okay, but if you break from the loop, else will not execute. So it doesn't execute when loop terminates or loop, or when it doesn't execute when control comes out of the loop because of jump statements like break, return, we'll take an example so you'll understand. So when you give break or when you come out of the loop because of break, else will not execute, but your loop executes until last value and then you come out, else will execute. Okay, so let's take an example. So you can do this example. You can do it on your machine. So let's say I start for x in range 1, 10, print x and then put else over here, and in else print loop executed completely. So you'll see that you'll see 1 to 9 getting printed, and then it prints what? Loop executed successfully or completely. Yes. Oh. Nice. Range is a function which generates what? Range is a function which generates what? List. Up to 9. List simply. Condition false नहीं डाली. See, for loop ला condition नहीं है. Try to understand. For loop is not having any condition. For loop is having what? A data set on which it wants to iterate. So what is the condition then? When that data set reaches to end, or when that container is having no more data. Are you getting it? Like in while you have a condition, while number not equal to 0. You cannot put that condition in for loop. For number not equal to 0 is not a valid condition. Clear hai? So can you see else getting executed? Those who are having machines, please try to share, try to make sure that your neighbors or people sitting on behind of you are able to see what is happening. So you just try to, Pankaj, you just try to be bit on this side so that the people sitting behind can see it. Yeah. Ram Prasad, you didn't bring your laptop. I actually messaged you explicitly. Okay, okay, fine. Okay. Oh, so you are coming from night shift. Both? Okay. So that's good commitment. Yeah, you had a question. This else will be, you can use it for logging. Let's say you want to perform a logging mechanism and you want to print when your loop executes completely, or you want to log to a file that this loop has executed completely. So you can put that logger statement over here. Okay, and if it intermittently breaks, then this logger statement will not execute. So it's actually what you say, a programmer dependent usage. If you think, you will find the usage. If you don't think, there is no usage. Because you will not find. Why other languages are not giving this? Because see, when you are coming out of the loop, whatever is written, they are going to get executed, right? So if you just think from that perspective, you will find that there is no usage of else. But when you try to make use of it, like what I said, the scenario where I want to do a logging, if my loop executes completely, then I will put that statement in else. Okay, so this might not be that much beneficial, but that facility is there in the language. Language supports it. Can you see this, everyone? Can you see that this statement is getting executed, right? Now do one thing. After this print, right, add additional code. If x mod 7 equal 0, do break. If x mod 7 equal 0, do break. And tell me what is the output. You can try to put this in some test script instead of just doing it on prompt, because those test scripts will be helpful to remember things. Otherwise it will be like you did it now and then as you did it on prompt, it's gone. So better to do it in some scripts like for loop demo or something like that. You can give any name. तुम्ही नेक्स्ट लाईनला द्या ना, मी जसं दिलंय तसंच देऊ नका. माझ्याकडे जागा नव्हती म्हणून मी तसं दिलंय. Is this coming in? This break I wrote there because I didn't had a space. नहीं तो मैं इस लाइन पे लिखूंगा तो you might think that it is part of else. Okay, so this break is below this if in 4 space indentation. So what will happen? It will print 1 to 7, right? On 7 it will break, and when it breaks, because of break, this else will not execute. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? Similarly, this else can be written to while. Yes. जर का रेंज 1 to 7 दिली तर काय होईल सांगा मला. If I give range 1 to 7, okay, let's try to. So what will happen? Will ever I take the value 7? No. So else is going to execute. समझ रहे क्या? What he gave range as 1,7. What does it mean? This is lower bound, this is upper bound. So total information should be what? 6 numbers. Okay, that's why 7 is excluded and 1 is included. So list will have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Now is this condition ever becoming true? X mod 7 equal 0. समझ रहे? So if that condition is not resulting into a break, is that clear? So else will execute. Clear to everyone? Everyone getting it? Right? Now same applies to what? While loop as well. Same applies to what? While loop as well. So let's say you do while x not equal to 0. If x mod 100 equal 0, break. And let's say you initialize x to 1. You initialize x to 1, and here you are doing what? Print x and then x plus equal 1. And then I put here else. And in else I print else of while. Now in this scenario the else of while is not going to come, but you will see that it is going to print what? 1 to 100. While x equal to 1, while x not equal to 0, I did deliberately 1. Otherwise what would have happened? If I make it 0, it will not go inside it, but it will go in else. Why? Because loop is executed successfully. Are you getting it? So x is 1, 1 not equal to 0, so it comes inside. If x mod 100 is equal 0, then break. So is it 0 or no? So it will print x, so it is going to print up to what? 100. If you want to print up to 7, put it 7. Just to minimize the output window, you can just put it to 7. If x mod 7 equal 0, then break. Otherwise I am printing it. So you will see that here else is not coming. Else is not going to get printed. Why? Because x reaches what? 7. 7 mod 7 is 0. You break from the loop. Can everyone see that? तुझं मशीन का नाही काढलंस? आणलंस ना तूच हां काढ ना, इन्स्टॉल करू की आपण. Anyone has Python setup? Just give it to him. You need pen drive? Hold on, I will give it. हां चालेल 3.5 तर 3.5. हाँ क्योंकि तुमने क्या किया दिखाओ जरा. तुमने
ये तो एग्जीक्यूट हो गया.
यहाँ पे कुछ तो गड़बड़ किया है. स्पेस भी है, यहाँ पे टैब मारा है, क्या कर रहा है. यहाँ पे फिर से टैब मारा है, यहाँ पे भी टैब मारा है. कर रहा वो नीचे वाले को देख, एल्स के प्रिंट को एक बार चेक कर. यू एबल टू डू इट? कैन यू सी दैट? Okay, so you have put some different condition, that is fine, but you are not increasing I. You should increase I, otherwise how it will come out of the loop. And while you did what? 1 less than 2.
false.
So 1 is less than 2 is always true. So it's infinite loop. Okay. And then because no, it will not break if you don't do plus equal 1. आता ब्रेक होईल. आधी इन्फायनाइट लूपच होता तुझा, मग कर रन. मग कसं काय आउटपुट आलं तुझं? का रन केलं नव्हतं? हाँ क्या हुआ? करो रन. हाँ वो कोलन भूल गए आप. ठीक है, डन डन पीछे डन. नाउ डू व्हाट? दैट कंडीशन राइट, सॉरी, दैट कंडीशन ऑफ x mod 7 राइट, x mod 7 or x mod 100, remove it and put here while x not equal to 7 and put it into the loop control that x not equal to 7 or x not equal to 100, those who are playing with 100. And now you will see that else is getting executed. Why? Because loop didn't terminated because of break, but it came out because of loop control condition becoming false. What's the error? तो म्हणजे थोडक्यात चुकवलं ना, टॅब आणि स्पेसेस एकत्र मर्ज केलेत. 100%. इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. सांगतो तुला बघ, हे बघ इथं स्पेसेस आहेत, ठीक आहे, आणि इथं बघ टॅब आहे. हे बघ इथं टॅब आहे, त्यामुळे मी मागे जात नाही. वरच इथे स्पेसेस आहेत. हे बघ एका झटक्यात आला ना तो. हे बघ इथं परत टॅब आहे. प्लीज ट्राय टू अंडरस्टँड दी इंडेंटेशन प्रॉपरली. तुझ्या केसमध्ये थांब जरा, मी आता तुला ना सेटच करून देतो, परत राहणार नाही घातला पाहिजे. आता कर इथे. अरे तरी पण का मेसेज झाला? का तुझं ते रूट लॉग इन होतं?
हां ते रूट लॉग इन होतं. तिकडे दुसऱ्या टॅबवरती आहे ना रूट लॉग इन.
नाही, नवीन टॅब चालू कर, तिथे रूट लॉग इन कर आणि मग बघ. VMRC मध्ये चेंज केल्यामुळे ते ऑटोमॅटिकली आता घेतलं पाहिजे. येस. हां हां एक मिनिट थांब. तुझा तोच प्रोग्राम आहे ना. अरे प्रिंटच टाकलं नाहीये. याला प्रिंट कॉल नको का? Is it clear? Clear to everyone? Now, see, someone did what? By mistake he forgot writing print, but he just wrote in bracket else in while, else of while. Now there was no error. Why? Because as you have surrounded it by bracket, it becomes a tuple, and that's why there was no error. But there was no print also. Why? Because you didn't give print.
There was no variable assigned to that.
Still, you haven't assigned. Still, it's a tuple. So it is not an error. It's like an anonymous variable. Okay. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? So has everyone understood this? Has everyone understood this? Is it clear to everyone? Any question on this? So is else of for and else of while clear? Again, the usages, it depends whether you want to make it or not. If you don't write it, it's not that you forgot writing else, that means it's a syntax error. No. You forget it, there is no problem. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? So this was the iteration part where we were using a repetitive set of actions on data to achieve what? A repetition. Now the next control flow statement, is, so in jump statement, we have seen what? We have seen break, we have seen continue, we have seen pass, right? We have seen these things. Then return is there, but return is better understood when we understand the next control flow statement. Okay, the next control flow statement comes as functions. The next control flow statement comes as functions. क्या हुआ? Do while is not there in Python. So those who are coming from C or those who have learned C, for them they might be recalling there is another while category, do while. So do while is not there. If the Python philosophy is something can be done in one way, right? There should be only that way to do it. There should not be multiple ways to do it. Because when you give multiple ways, then what happens is it becomes choices to people, and when people have choice, you might like do while, so you will use do while. I like while, so I will use while, and then what happens is it becomes difficult to understand the flow when somebody else tries to go and understand the program. That's why Python philosophy says what? If something can be done in a way, then there has to be only that way to do that. Okay, that's the philosophy. That doesn't mean Python follows it 100%. Okay, so but they try to follow as much as possible. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? Okay. इसीलिए तो there is no switch case, because Python says what? If I can optimize if else, why I need switch case? Switch case came in just to have what? An optimization over if else. But if that can be achieved with if else, why to go for switch case? So coming to functions, the syntax of writing function is you have to precede with def keyword, then name of the function, so these angular brackets are placeholder. Okay, they are not in the syntax. I hope you understand. Name of the function, then the function bracket. This is important. Function bracket, then arguments to function if any. Then as you have a opening bracket, you will have a corresponding closing bracket. Okay, and then give colon, colon will result into opening the scope, closing colon will result into opening the scope for that function. Okay, and then whatever you want to perform in that function, whatever activities you want to perform in that function, they should be 4 spaces in def keyword. Okay, so statements to be executed. Coming to that, Python is like a language which decides type of variable based on value that you assign to that variable, and that's why it doesn't need a specification of return type. It doesn't need a specification of return type. Why? Because whatever you are going to return from here, you are going to take it in a variable. Let's say I write a simple add function, def add a comma b. I do here return a plus b. Now I am going to call this res is equal to add 10 comma 20. So what is going to happen? The function add is going to get invoked. Okay, 10 will be assigned to a, 20 will be assigned to b, a plus b will happen, that is 30, and that 30 value will be returned from this function and it will be assigned to res. Now res will become of what type? The type that is returned from this function. If this function returns string, res will be of type string. If this function returns integer, res will be of type integer. If it is returning some object, res will be of that type of object. Are you getting it? That's why you don't need to specify the type. Do you specify when you do equal to 10? Have you specified any type? No. Why? Based on data, it dynamically understands or realizes the type. Because Python is what? Dynamically typed language. So there are two types of languages, statically typed and dynamically typed. Languages like C, C++, Java, they are statically typed language. Whereas Python is a dynamically typed language. Based on the data that gets assigned, the variable becomes of that type. समझ रहे क्या? Are you getting it? Everyone? So a equal to 10, later after some time you do a equal to hello. So a automatically becomes of type string. So isn't it dynamic typing? Are you getting it? What is dynamic runtime? This is clear. So just do it. Just write add.py or function demo.py and do this. Function demo.py. So you are able to do the setup, right? Good. तुम्ही का नहीं कर रहा था? बंद हो गया? चार्जर लाए हो? So come up with charger from tomorrow. People can do it on mobile also. On mobile we have the Python application which helps us to do the programs. Small programs you will be able to do it easily, but when the program becomes bigger it will become difficult. So there are few who are doing it on mobile right now. What happened? Any error? Yes? Because your print statement is, have you called that function? Go to the, you are not doing, okay. I haven't added print statement. And that's why you also didn't add it. And that's why there is no output. Print res. How many of you added on your own? Good. Done? Don't do it on Python prompt. Do it in a script. Do it in a Notepad++. You have Notepad++? Or because if you do it in Notepad, right, the problem of Notepad is, okay, do it in Notepad. If it gives any control characters error, we will see. Do it in Notepad. XP वापरतोय का? हाँ?
फॉर्मॅट करायचं
2002. Control, save it. Control S. Show him the program. मदद कर रहे? ठीक है ना, गुड. ओके, दाखव जरा त्याला, दाखव त्याला मदत कर. प्लीज ट्राय टू हेल्प युअर नेबर्स. झालं का? ओके. Result is percent RES, right? Hold on. I'm going to go there. Go there. Hold on. We haven't seen main, right? So I'm going to take that. येऊ दे ना, चांगलं आहे ना. मग इथे गेलं ना की सगळं लक्षात राहतं. त्याचं डोकं आहे ते, तुझं नाहीये. त्यामुळे चांगलं आहे. नसेल येत तर मी ऑलरेडी सांगितलंय तुम्हाला. काय सांगितलंय? फर्स्ट 2 months यू शुड नॉट गो फॉर पायथॉन. नेक्स्ट 2 months यू गो फॉर पायथॉन. येतं. तुझ्या इथे काहीतरी सेटिंग्स एनेबल्ड नसतील, त्याच्यामुळे येत नसेल. Python ID or Notepad++. Notepad++ is best. Eclipse may पण जाऊ नका, because if you go for Eclipse again it will come with auto completion. Again it will be his brain. काय झालं का? झालं? Done. Everyone done? So can you see this? So here if you try to understand what happened was 10 went to A, 20 went to B. So first position went to first position, second position went to second position. Such type of arguments are known as positional arguments. Such type of arguments are known as positional arguments. Why? Because their positions are fixed. Because their positions are fixed. First one to first one, second one to second one. Now if you have, let's say, n arguments, and here also you have n. So what will happen? First one to first, second to second, third to third, fourth to fourth, fifth to fifth. So is position distracted? No. Position is intact. Such type of arguments are known as what? Positional arguments. Such type of arguments are known as positional arguments. काय म्हणायचं त्यांना? Positional arguments. So I hope the syntax of def is clear. How we define a function, that syntax is clear. Now let's try to understand the different ways of argument passing that we can do in Python to a function. Okay, so the first is what? Positional arguments, where first one goes to first one, second one goes to second one. The second type of arguments that Python supports is default arguments. The second type of arguments to a function that Python supports is default arguments. Now what do we mean by default arguments? Default arguments are something, for example, in this add, right? You are calling this add function with 10 comma 20. Later, let's say you call it with 20 comma 30, something 40 comma 50, right? Now in your project, the requirement is most of the time you are adding to a data, let's say value 10. Whatever is data coming in, to everyone you are adding what? 10. You are adding what? 10. So what you will do, you will keep on calling, and every time you will pass what? That variable and 10, because second argument 10 is fixed, right? And x is a variable where you are binding it to the values that are coming in your program. Okay. Now instead of this, you can do something like this. Def add a comma b equal to 10. A comma b equal to 10, and then you can do return a plus b. Now this b equal to 10 is a default value of b. 10 is what? Default value of b. So if you pass it, it will take that value. If you don't pass it, it will take default value as 10. So that means to call this function, now I have different choices. Res is equal to add 100 comma 200, print res, then res is equal to add 100, and both calls will work. Both calls will work. How they will work? In first scenario, what will happen? This 100 will go to A, this 200 will go to B. So whatever is default value of B, that will be overridden by the value that you have passed. Okay. So total will come out as 100 plus 200, that is 300. Then you are again doing res add 100. Then again you are doing what? Res add, res is equal to add 100. Now what happens? Now what happens in this scenario? This 100 gets bound to A, but for B there is no value that you have specified. For B there is no value that you have specified. That means what? It should take what value? Default value. And what is that? 10. So in this you will get written as 110. In this you will get written as what? 110. First it will print what? 300. Next time it will print what? 110. So what happened? You didn't specify this value, so it took what? The default value. If you don't have default value, you will get an error. Why? Because it is expecting 2 arguments, but you passed only 1. Are you getting it? Everyone? कुठलं? रन कर. चल तिकडं. फाईलचं नाव काय? बघ, दुसऱ्या डिरेक्टरीत केलंय, तिथे नाही येतो. काहीतरी करतो लेका. काय? You can put the call with one variable over here also, just to see what is the error. So you'll see that it says that expects 2 arguments but only 1 given. That is an error. Okay. So you should check that error also, and then give a default value and see the behavior. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? Is that clear? Now tell me, will this work? What do you think? Will this work? Okay, this is not looking proper. Let's make it good looking. Def. Subtract a equal to 20 comma b, bracket close, colon, scope open, and then return a minus b. Will this work? What do you think? Ram, what do you think? Not sure? Still any guesses? A logical guess. Okay, what are the options to call this? The way here you called it with what? 2 arguments and 1 argument. Here also you should be able to call it with 2 arguments and 1 argument. Let's write sub 10 comma 20. What will happen? This 10 will go to whom? 10 will go to whom? A, right? And 20 will go to whom? Right? Right? Okay. Now sub 100. This 100 will go to whom? This 100 will go to whom? A. What about B? What about B? Does it have any default value? Are you understanding? So will this work or not? Now tell me, will this work or not? What do you think? As there is no value to B, right? Yes, the compiler is going to shout at you, or your interpreter is going to shout at you that the value to B is not passed. The way here it happened, right? When you called here with 1 value, what it said? Expects 2 arguments but given 1, right? So then here what you thought, as first one has default value, he should apply his brain and make this as second value. No, why? Why he will apply his brain? Because default is what? Positional arguments. And when things are like positional arguments, the default arguments must be what? Trailing. Default arguments must be what? Trailing. They cannot be in between, or they cannot be at beginning. If they are at beginning, if they are starting from beginning, everything should be what? With default value. The point the default arguments start, from that whatever arguments you specify, right, they all should be what? With default arguments. Are you getting it? What I mean, I made it here A equal to 20. If I make B equal to 10, you will see that this will work. Why? Because now both are default. Now this will work if I don't pass anything also. Are you getting it? Are you understanding? Default arguments must be what? Trailing. Trailing म्हणजे काय? शेवटी. कोणाच्या शेवटी? The function's end. So let's say if I want to pass 3 arguments, def add a comma b equal to 1, c equal to 1. This is right. But you cannot have a equal to 1 comma b comma c equal to 1. This is not right. You cannot neither have this also, a equal to 1 comma b comma c. This is also not right. They must be what? Trailing. So that when the function call gets resolved, the positions can be mapped accordingly. Because when you are going to call this function, when you have default argument, now here you have 2 default arguments, so you know that I can pass only 1 value, it should get called. Here also there are 2 defaults, so you again think that I should pass only 1, it should get called. But then as the arguments are passed based on position, as the arguments are passed based on position, for this you will get an error, for this you will get an error. Because that value will bound to first one, not the second one. Are you getting it? Everyone. right? Write a function which can multiply 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers or 5 numbers. So just make note of this. So after going to office, right, first do this program and then start your work. Or I will send it on mail. You can leave. Yeah, because will have to take out notebook and everything. So it's better to start. Okay. C मध्ये पण आहे ना. The only way we do it is different. In C we have printf, right? You must have used printf in C. Have you used printf in C? Printf function in C, right? For printf, sometimes you pass 3 arguments, sometimes you pass 1 argument, sometimes you pass 10 arguments. Still it works, right? How? तुम्हाला कधी प्रश्न पडला की नाही? Did you ever got this question or not? In C, when I write printf, I can write printf hello. At the same time, I can write printf add equal to %d, and then I give complete double quotes and I give comma and a. Right? Similarly, I do printf %d plus %d is %d, and then I give comma a comma b comma res or a plus b. Right? How that works? See, the point is, we are thinking from a passing of variable number of arguments. I can pass 1 argument, 2 argument, 3 argument, 4 argument or n number of arguments. Can I do that in C or not? So that's what I am telling, that whether it takes garbage or something else, that is different point. The point here is you can have variable number of arguments in C as well. So you have to write a function which multiplies 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers or 5 numbers. So why? You have to write only one function. You have to write a single function. Okay. And then I will call it with 2 arguments, minimum 2, maximum 5. If I call with 3, it should multiply 3 numbers. If I call with 4, it should multiply 4 numbers. If I call with 5, it should multiply 5 numbers. समझ रहे? लिखो जल्दी. The hint is whatever we have done on the board right now, that is the hint.
लेफ्ट टू राइट था तो हमने यहाँ पे डिफाइन किया और यहाँ पे डिफाइन नहीं किया, ठीक है? तो यहाँ पर ये
क्यों नहीं चलेगा? क्योंकि जब आप इसको कॉल करते हो, जब आप कॉल करोगे तो हाउ यू विल कॉल? यू विल कॉल इट एज sub, right? 100. Now when you call with 100, you think that 100 will go to like that. The argument in the sequence, so this will go to this, so B gets no value. Say when you call this add function with one argument, that one argument will go to A and other 2 are having the default value, so it works. So there cannot be a variable which is left unbound. अभी तुम इधर अगर 2 वैल्यू पास करते हो, first one will go to A, second one will go to B. B's default value 1 will get overwritten by the value that you have passed. झालं? गुड. हो गया? Yeah, simple one. Wrote on book or on machine? Okay, you are making a note of it. Good. You are doing it on prompt only? No, so you are doing it on script, right? Okay, good. किस किस को अभी तक स्ट्राइक नहीं हुआ? स्ट्राइक हो गया क्या सबको? क्या करना है? The hint is on board. Atta, if you don't accept from user the values, it's fine. Just try to write a function which can multiply 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers and 5 numbers. Barabar na? So now if you call with 3, it will multiply 3. If you call with 4, it will multiply 4. If you call with 5, it will multiply the 5 numbers. It's very simple. The hint is on board. In the name of add, there is a hint. What's the hint? Write def add a comma b. They are mandatory, right? And it's a multiply, you cannot give default value as 0. So a b, you make them fixed, so they should come with some value, comma c equal to 1, d equal to 1, e equal to 1, and then in return statement a star, b star, c star, d star, e. समझ रहे क्या? Are you getting it? It's simple program, not at all difficult. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? Okay.
You are asking to multiply the given number by 2 one time, 3 one time.
No. The problem statement is, you have to write a program, write a function which can perform multiplication of minimum 2 numbers, maximum 5 numbers. So to that function, you will either pass 2 numbers, 3 numbers, or 4 numbers, or 5 numbers. So instead of add, the function becomes MUL or MULTIPLY. Now I want 2 to be compulsory. Return a star, b star, c star, d star, e. Your homework is, you have to again write a function which can add 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers, or 5 numbers. Your homework is what? You have to write a function which can add what? 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers, or 5 numbers. It's on the same line. Just make sure that you do change in default value, otherwise there will be a problem. Okay. Other than that, there is nothing. Other than there is nothing. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? So though it is homework, I think most of you might have done it in a fraction of second. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? So is default arguments clear? Are they helpful? Yes, they are helpful. They are helpful, okay. You will use it, or we will be using it while writing the program. Okay. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? Is it clear? Okay. So now third type of argument. So first one is positional. Yes? Yeah.
Can I return multiple things in one statement?
Yes. We saw in the last lecture only. If from one function you can return multiple things. You have to just give what? Return a comma b comma c comma d comma e. Let's say 5 values you want to return. You can do that. Provided. Let's say this is def foo, and it has some more statements where a b c d e are defined. Okay. Now when you call foo, if you just do x equal to foo, then e will get assigned to x, other values will be ignored. But if you do something like this, x comma, or let's do it in L M N O P. So what will happen in this scenario? You called foo is returning how many values? 5 values. So A will go to L, B will go to M, C will go to N, O will take the value of D, and P will take the value of E. This is known as multi-way assignment. तुला आहे PPL मध्ये multi-way assignment येईल पुढे. This is known as multi-way assignment. This is not possible in any other language. Okay, you don't have multi-way assignments. काय झालं? You are getting an error? हाँ. शेवटचे दोन येतील. हाँ. कॉमा ऑपरेटर इव्हॅल्युएट्स राईट टू लेफ्ट. रिटर्न इक्वल टू लिहिलंय का? तसं नाही चालणार ना. इक्वल टू इज नॉट राडा, परत राडा. आणि एक रिटर्न झाला की पुढचा रिटर्न कधी आयुष्यात एक्झिक्यूट होत नाही. त्याच्याऐवजी जर का असं केलं, ठीक आहे, आणि त्यांना डिफॉल्ट व्हॅल्यूज दिल्या. सॉरी, पास केल्यास तर घेईल, नाही पास केल्यास तर 1 घेईल. समजलं का? आता इथे तू पास नाही केला तर हे 1-1च राहतील. इथे तू C पास केला, इथे C ची व्हॅल्यू 3 होईल, पण D 1च राहील. इथे 4 पास केले. So Python has a multi-way assignment support. That's why you will see that it results into having what? Multi-way assignment. You can have something like this. So there is a subject for MCS people known as Principles of Programming Languages. So where these all things are actually covered. So that subject is actually where you go to root of the constructs that were found, that were laid, which resulted into developing different types of languages. So the purpose of that subject is that. So default arguments is clear. Then third comes is keyword arguments. Now again, this is something special from Python. Def add a comma b, return a plus b, and how we call it? Add 10 comma 20, right? How we call it? Add 10 comma 20. So 10 goes to A, 20 goes to B. Now what if I want to pass 20 to A and 10 to B without changing their order? By changing order, what will happen? If I write 20 first, 20 will go to A, 10 will go to B. Without changing their order, can I pass? So the answer is yes. In Python you can do that, but for that you will have to use something like this. दोन मिनिट सांगतो मी. हाँ, ते आता it depends on what you are doing, whether you are evaluating or not. ठीक है, बघूया आपण ते. So here look at this. So what I did, I am explicitly telling which argument should take what value. I am explicitly telling which argument should take what value. So here I explicitly wrote b equal to 10, a equal to 20. So what will happen? B will take the value 10, a will take the value 20. If you want, you just put a print statement over here and see. करून बघा लगेच machine वर. Try to do this. This is the third type. What is that? Keyword arguments. Keyword वापरलं की सगळं पुढचं keyword द्यायला लागतं. बरोबर ना? मला लक्षात तू काय म्हणतोय ते की इथे जे होतं ए ला असाइन किंवा ए ला असाइन केलं आणि बी ला केलं नाही, तर प्रॉब्लेम काय, तुला ए ला पण इथे कीवर्ड म्हणून लिहायला लागेल. पण ए ला पण लिहायला लागेल ना, म्हणजे असं होणार नाही की हा याला डिफॉल्ट व्हॅल्यू असेल आणि याला नाहीये तर चालणार नाही. ठीक आहे. दुसरी गोष्ट, याला डिफॉल्ट व्हॅल्यू, याला डिफॉल्ट व्हॅल्यू आणि मग तू कॉल केला तर तो घेईल. पण याला तू डिफॉल्ट व्हॅल्यू देतोय इथनं, पण याला देत नाहीये तर नाही चालणार.
आता हे जे आपण 2, 3, 4, 5 नंबरचे ऍडिशन किंवा सबट्रॅक्शन करतो, आपण इथं जे कॉल करतो ना त्यातलंच आपण दिलं तर म्हणजे सब इन ब्रॅकेट.
सांगतो हे आधी क्लिअर आहे का? सी देर आर मल्टिपल combinations that are going to come to your brain and that is expected and that should come. If it's not coming, that means you are not thinking, you are just trying to understand what I am telling. That is good part, but you should think also. So is this working? Can you see this working, everyone? Can everyone see this working? What happened? What's the error? अजून चालू आहे. जे कॉम्बिनेशन सगळे वहीवर लिहून ठेव, कारण मला कन्फ्यूज नाही करायचे. लिहून ठेव सगळे कॉम्बिनेशन लिहून ठेव, जे काय डोक्यात येते ना सगळे कॉम्बिनेशन लिहून ठेव. Clear to everyone? Now there are going to be questions. Sir, can we club positional arguments and keyword arguments together? बरोबर ना? Do you have that question or not? Can we club positional arguments and keyword arguments together or not? So let's try it out. I hope this is done by everyone. Is this done by everyone on machine? Can you see this one working? Can you see the value of A coming as 20 and value of B coming as 10? Can you see that? Everyone here ahead. Vinay, क्या होता है? Syntax error. Dharma, can you see this? It's working. It has to work. Last bench. It's working. चालू है का? चालते का? गोडसे ahead. It's going on, right? Last bench here on this line. Sure, right? Your face is not telling that it's working. So where I have also taken that only. A is 20. You just swapped it, but still it will work. That's fine. Or you are getting error. Again your face is having question mark. So first, see, you should try out with combinations. Nobody is denying with that. Okay, you should try it out, but try to do whatever is there on the board first. Okay, try to understand that and then change the code to understand your combination. And before doing the combination, there should be a thought process which tells what is expected answer. And then you should change that so that you will be clear whether your thinking is going in right direction or not. Just changing for the sake of just doing something, that will not help. Okay, so to have a clear understanding, it is necessary that you try to first have an answer in your brain and then do it. So let's say we take here 3 arguments. So now try out with this. Def add A comma B comma C equal to 20. Okay, and here return A plus B plus C. And now while calling, first just call with positional 10 comma 10. Okay, then call add 10 comma B equal to 30. Then tell me what do you see. Then call add B equal to 10, A equal to 20. Try with this combinations. Add 10 comma 10, there should not be a problem. Add 10 comma B equal to 30. check this one. And then let me add one more. Add 1 comma c equal to 200, b equal to 100. What do you see? Where A is not defined? What do you see for this one? It will be 40. For this 60. For this 50. Right? For this तुम ऐड करके बता रहे क्या? मशीन का आउटपुट बताओ. So these are all combinations. If you are seeing, they are working, right? Now do this. So add b equal to 30, comma 20. चालले का गोड से चारी. हाँ मम्मी जरा थांबतो. कुठपर्यंत आले? हाँ कशाला? लास्टला जे आता मी 5वं लिहिलंय त्याला. हाँ पोझिशनल आर्ग्युमेंट्स आणि कीवर्ड आर्ग्युमेंट्स जेव्हा तुम्ही एकत्र गोंधळ घालता तेव्हा त्याला काही नियम आहेत. You can mix them, but then there are some rules for it. Positional arguments must be specified first. When you start with keyword arguments, then everything after that should be what? A keyword argument. You cannot combine a combination of keyword and positional if positional is not given first. If positional is given first and then keyword, and those keywords doesn't correspond to the respective position. See, here what happened? You try to do something like this. Add, so this one, b equal to 30, c equal to 20, and then you thought I give 10. Or this one also, c was having default value, here you tried to give b as 30, but then after that you specified what? Positional argument, right? So this positional is, if you look at positional, it is second position, so this will go to again to whom? B. So is A having any value? No. So when you are trying to combine positional arguments and keyword arguments, the rule is what? The positional arguments must be specified first. That means what? If you start with keyword argument, if you start specifying with keyword argument, all next arguments must be specified as keyword arguments. When you start with keyword arguments, all next arguments must be specified as keyword arguments. See, this call worked. If you try to observe this call, you will see that A gets value 1. A gets value 1. After that there were two arguments and both were specified in keyword form. समझ रहे क्या? Are you getting it? So when you start with keyword, whatever next arguments are there, they all should be made what? Keyword. म्हणजे असंही नाही करू शकत की b equal to 100 and then you give just 10. That will also not work. Because here we did that only, right? b equal to 30 comma 20. Now do one more call. Do this call also and tell me what you see. Add 1, then do b equal to 20 and do 100. add 1 comma b equal to 20 comma 100. You get what? An error. Now if you think logically, actually there should not have been an error, is what our mind will see. Because we think that 1 will go to A, B will take the value 20, it's positional also, right? B is second, here also second, and then C is having default value, so override C's value with 100, right? But the grammar of the language says what? Once you start with keyword arguments, whatever next you specify, they all must be what? Keyword arguments. Are you getting it? Are you understanding it? So at some places you have to keep aside your logic and think from the language logic, or what language rule says. So your language rule says clearly what? If you start with keyword arguments, whatever next arguments are there, they all should be what? Keyword. देणारच ना, कारण A is what? First one. See, think from this and what you are passing. When you map this to this, and later if you put A equal to something, then again there is a problem. Why? Because A is now going to get two values. One, which is going to go by position, and second, which you specified using keyword. समझ रहे क्या? He tried with what? He tried calling add 1 comma A equal to 20, B equal to 30. Something like this. Now again here is an error. Why? Because this one is already going to bound to whom? A. And then again you are specifying a keyword value to A. Are you getting? समझ रहे क्या? Are you getting it? So usually if you have keyword argument, it's advised that you make everything what? Keyword. And if you are following positional arguments, better to follow always what? Positional. No need to merge them, or no need to combine them. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? Any question? Are you getting it? Everyone. So you have to go home and define your own function, define your, let's say, 5 arguments, and try to play with the combinations. And while playing with the combination, whenever you write a combination, first come up with your answer and then check what Python answers. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? Is that clear? That is another homework. Just make a note of that. So you have to write a function add which takes 5 arguments. You have to write a function add which takes 5 arguments. And try out with minimum 5 different combinations, and try out with minimum 5 different combinations of function call to understand positional and keyword arguments. Write a function which takes 5 arguments. उसके बाद क्या बोला था मैं? And try out with minimum 5 combinations, or at least 5 combinations of function call with to understand positional and keyword arguments. Is that clear? First you should have your answer and then you should try with that combination. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? Is keyword arguments clear? Is keyword arguments clear? Clear to everyone? Okay. Then the fourth type. I hope you are not exhausted. Few are looking to be exhausted. But we will take last one and then we will stop. ऑफिस मध्ये काम कसं करता रे तुम्ही? म्हणजे हा बाजूला फेसबुक असतं, राईट. पण आय डोंट थिंक प्रत्येक कंपनीमध्ये एवढं नेटवर्क ओपन आहे का? आहे सगळ्यांच्या ह्याच्यात. हा, पण चहा काय दर 15 मिनिटाला चहा? 15 मिनिटं काम, 15 मिनिटं चहा. So positional, then default, then we saw the keyword, and the fourth one is variable number of arguments. I hope because of your multiple tea breaks, your deliveries are not delayed. Or usually that happens. Multiple tea breaks, मग रात्री बसायचं 10 वाजेपर्यंत आणि मग म्हणायचं काय, पायथनचा अभ्यास करायला वेळ नाही. Actually that's the Indian mentality. Those who have worked with some UK or US people, they will find that they work in a very different mode. Or Koreans also, Koreans, Chinese also. कामाला बसले की जेवण पण तिथेच करतात, 10 मिनिटात तिथेच जागेवरतीच जेवतील. But when they come in, right, 9 to 6, they will be there 9 to 6. At 6 o'clock, you say that this is priority issue, they will not solve it. They will say, I will look at it tomorrow. But when they are in 9 to 6, right, they are only in office. They are not like ours. What we do, we are there in 9 to 6, but from that 3 hours is we are already out, either for tea or on Facebook or reading news or doing something else. So that's why that difference is there. So variable number of arguments, what does that mean? This means that I can call a function which can take 2 arguments, 3 arguments, 4 arguments or n arguments. That is known as what? Variable number of arguments. So can we write something like this in Python? Can we write something like this in Python? You should think that we should be able to do, because when I call print hello, this also works. When I call print add equal to %d, then I am specifying some value, let's say 10. Then I do something like this, print something plus something equal to something dot format, and then again some more thing, 10, 20, 30. Or if you do something like this, print a comma b comma c comma d. So you will realize that you are trying to call a print function with different types of or different number of arguments, and still it works. So that means there should be a way by which we should be able to achieve this. Variable means what? It's variable, it's not fixed. Now if I define def with 5 arguments, add with 5 arguments, it's going to take what? Max 5. What if I want to write an add function which adds any number of arguments that are passed? Now with default arguments we achieve till 5, 2 to 5. What if I want to add any number of arguments? Can I do that? Yes. Def variable args add. The syntax is you should write star args. Now here there is a star, but this star is not the pointer star, because I know that every one of you are scared about this star in C, or our C knowledge stops when the star starts, or we will start ignoring C when star starts. So this star is similar to it, but not to that extent. Okay, so def variable args add star args, and then you can just write a loop for x in args print x, and if you want to print the type of args, just have a print type args. It will be a tuple or a list. And then to call this function, just try to call this function with variable args add. Right now we are not doing any addition, okay, so don't think on that perspective ki add lila and add karat nahi hai. Here we are just trying to understand how this variable args gets executed. Variable args add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you do multiple calls. You will find with different length of arguments everything comes in. Just do this. Vishwanathan is there, Roshan is there, Poonam is there, Gauri is there, Bhagyashree, she is absent today, Trupti is also absent, Pankaj is there. Pankaj, तुझी ती दुसरी मैत्रीण नाही आली, लास्ट लेक्चर आली ती. ओके. Vivek Tyagi ji is there, Pankaj Thakur is there, then Nilesh is there, Rishi. Okay. Zahir Khan is not there. I need to call him. Mitali. She is. Mitali is there. Pooja was also there. Pallavi Patil, she is also there. Mukesh Singh. Yes. Then Kuldeep Chapale. He is absent today. Shahrukh is not going to come to this batch. Krishna, he is also absent today. Amay is there. Santosh Kumar, yes. Swapnil, कुठे गेला? Hitesh, yes. Neeraj का नाही आला? Nikhil is there. Mrityunjay, तुम लास्ट वीक कहाँ पे थे? संडे को तुम बीमार थे. हाँ? Aditya, he has gone to Singapore. Vijay Sawant, Manish is there. Monica, she is not there. Anupam Ratan, yeah. Is he going to come? Yeah, just take it. रोहित लागवणकर, कोणाचा मित्र आहे हा? गावाला येणार आहे का तो? नक्की का? बर. उमेश सुतार, तो का नाही आला? अच्छा, हा तुझा मित्र तो, आला लक्षात मला कोण. योगेश लेले साहेब ॲब्सेंट आहेत. शिवम वाळके, हा कोणाचा मित्र आहे? एनीवन नोज शिवम वाळके? अरे हा एमडॉक्स वाला है. ओके, ठीक है. राहुल, अरुण अवसरे, यस, एकदम मोठा हात वर करते. विनय पाटील इज देयर. देन नाहिद, हा ती तुझी मैत्रीण आहे नाहिद शेख, शी इज नॉट प्रेझेंट टुडे. ओके. देन धर्मा इज प्रेझेंट टुडे. Pawan is present today. Prasad is absent today. Dipesh is present. Junaid is present. Now those whose name I haven't taken, right, they should come forward. And I think most of you have completed the fees. So few of them are there. So I hope they will complete it soon. Is this clear? Clear to everyone? What's the type? Tuple. What's the type? Tuple. And you can see that it's printing everything. Now your homework is you have to add them. Your homework is you have to add them. Homework is you have to write a function which add any number of arguments. Write a function which add any number of arguments. Yes, you are getting any error? Function मध्ये input घ्यायचे तुला. So you will have to write that input inside this. Or oh, you are trying to do this. हे नाही चालणार. You are trying to call mult, right, through this. So first from input take it in variable. मग तेच सांगते मी. हेच आहे ना. इनपुट वेगळं घे. Let that come in a variable and then call function explicitly. आणि मग त्याला आर्ग्युमेंट पास कर. आता त्याला 2 पाहिजेत तरी ते 2 दे, 2 आर्ग्युमेंट्स दे, 2 युजर कडनं घे, 2 पास. Is that clear? Clear to everyone? So tomorrow I am going to revise things, and those who were present, right, for them I will take a small test. So don't bunk the lecture, okay? Because as it's a revision, it might happen that you will think, "Arey revision hai, माझं झालंय." So don't bunk it, okay? If you bunk, then I will have to take some, what do you say, punishment or some action. So don't bunk it. That the revision will help you to understand things better, okay? So, and then from the next week we will not take any new candidate. If anyone new comes, we will ask him to join in the next batch. हाँ, काय है एरर? तेरा नाम बता रहे. शिवम सिंह ना, SINGH. यस. हाँ, 1 मिनट थांब.